You know what word I like? I like the word sinners. I know it seems like a strange word to like, but I do like the word sinners. The reason I like the word sinners is, man, it's really descriptive. In fact, you can even say it in a certain way that makes it even more descriptive. Like just imagine if sinners had more than one S at the front of the word. I mean, if it was really sinister, then it would be sinners. Ooh, that sounds good. The only problem I have with that is that oftentimes in church circles, we've taken this word sinner and we've used it as being like this accusatory thing. And I think the thing about sinners is this: we've really mixed up how the word is used. You've got people who aren't sinners who still refer to themselves to as sinners, and then you have people who are sinners who claim they aren't sinners. There's a lot of confusion in that. When the reality of the situation is this: a sinner is someone who still lives with a sinner's identity. Now, all that means is this: sin, working definition. Sin is anything we do that we know God doesn't want us to do, or anything we neglect to do that we know that God does want us to do. It's pretty basic, pretty simple. And so all of us have sinned. All of us have fallen short of the glory of God. There's no one righteous, no, not even one. We've all missed the mark. And so whether it's a little sin or a lot of sin, sin has been present in all of our lives. But a sinner is one who still maintains the sinner's identity. And that's someone who has either rejected or simply not received God's grace. Now, God's grace is unmerited favor. It's something we don't deserve or earn. It's nothing we could ever achieve. It's not like something God owes us. It's a free gift that He extends to us. And this gift comes through His Son, Jesus, who came and took our sin, mine and yours, and the sin of all humanity inside of Him on the cross. And it was put to death in His body and buried with Him. And on the third day, He rose again, defeating that sin and that death, what separates us from the perfection of who God is. And He's made a way for us to be made perfect in Him so that we can be connected to the Father. Now, anyone who has either not received or has rejected this grace, who has said no to this glorious way that God has provided for us to be in relationship with Him and be united with Him, still has a sinner's identity. It's not an accusation or even a finger pointing or a name calling. It's just the reality of the matter. It's just the truth of the situation. And yet there are people who have received grace, who have accepted God's way that He's made through Jesus to be in a relationship with Him, who have been declared to be saints, holy and righteous and set apart, again, not from their works or abilities. So there's no boasting in it. There's no pride. There's no self-righteousness involved in this. Who they still claim a sinner's identity. They say, well, I'm just a sinner saved by grace. No, you're not. If you're saved by grace, then you've been turned into a saint. Grace has changed you. It's radically altered who you are. It's given you a brand new identity that begins on the inside and then is constantly manifesting itself outwardly. And we've been given a new identity, saints. But if you don't have that identity, then you still have the sinner's identity. And it's interesting, those who are still in sin, who live by that identity, oftentimes feel very offended or upset or in denial about sin. Or I think if we could just get the terms right, maybe we could all help each other. Those who are saints could be free to live in the glorious freedom that God has provided us in Him, to be kind and gracious and forgiving and compassionate and gentle and faithful and full of love. And those who have not received grace would get a much better picture of what grace really looks like and what it looks like to have a new identity. And I bet we would see a lot more happen. Let's go, church. I really don't like that flashing light.